The headlight covers on this vehicle have become badly oxidized. That happens a lot on today's vehicles, and it can really affect how far you can see at night. Well, there's some products on the market today that can be used to restore these headlight covers to like new condition, and everything you need is right here in the package. Now with the headlights off, we can start our project. These products work great, but the key is to use the detailed instructions to follow the step-by-step procedure. Now the first step is damage removal. Get all this oxidation off of the lens surface, and for that we're going to be using the brown and the blue sandpaper and CV number 1. Notice there's 2 of everything we need in the package, 1 for each headlight. We want to moisten the lens with a wet paper towel or a spray bottle, and also moisten the brown sandpaper and vigorously remove the oxidation. Rub for about 3 minutes or so, and then check for the results. Be really careful you don't sand the paint on the vehicle as you're doing this. If you think that that may happen, you could put some masking tape on there, just to be safe. Be sure you keep your sandpaper damp through the entire process. Now we'll wipe the lens with a paper towel and check the result. And as you can see, we've removed the oxidation, but at this stage it's a little bit cloudy, and that's perfectly normal. Now we're going to use the blue paper, which is a finer grit, and follow the same procedure. We're going to wet the lens and the blue paper and sand for about 1 minute. And this time the sandpaper is really gliding over the surface quite easily. So there's quite a difference now that I can feel, and then we'll check the result. As in the first step, be sure to keep the sandpaper wet while you're sanding the lens. And now we'll use a paper towel to dry off the lens. We'll put a pea-sized dab of the number 1 product on this hydro weave cloth and vigorously polish the lens for about 1 minute. Now we're going to use a damp cloth and wipe the surface until all of the residue has been removed. And then we'll dry it with a clean paper towel. Now in this step we're going to resurface the lens, and we're actually going to do this step twice. That's why there are 2 packages of the number 2 product and 2 of the hydro weave towels. So first we'll apply some of the number 2 product to one of the hydro weave towels, and we're going to put the entire package on the towel. Now wipe in one direction while the towel is still wet, and do not continue to wipe after the towel dries. The product has to be put on wet. And we'll wait for the lens to completely dry. Now the final step is to use the second package of the number 2 product and put it on the hydro weave cloth. It comes out really fast too. And then we'll apply the second coat to the lens in the same fashion, moving in one direction. The second coat is going to add some gloss to the lens. It's going to give us a nice protective surface and fill in any places that we missed in the first application of the number 2 product. Now remember, only do this until cloth becomes a little bit dry, because when you do this dry, it starts to pull the product off the lens. So work quickly. I still have a nice wet cloth. This lens looks absolutely fantastic.